One thing I realized about the existence of crime is that the solution is not to get rid of the capability to commit crimes, because many things, many of the weapons, are tools that are used for productive purposes. The other thing is, criminals will find other ways to hurt people if that's what they want to do. So instead, we should look at why people commit crimes. The motivation. If it's poverty, we can give them jobs. If it's revenge, they can take the other person to court. If it's being bullied, I can find other ways to cope, other ways to stand up to bullies, and I think other things in the school board needs to just react. Just do something serious when the kids are being harassed day in, day out, and being ridiculed and threatened. I don't know if it's because there's so many cases, or they're afraid of hurting the kids or retaliation from their parents, but you have to do something. If people are getting beat up, even if you're a pacifist, even if you don't believe in killing, you can fight to protect lives. And what I say is, the Gandhi of our age said, someone's trying to kill you, you have the right to fight back. The other thing is, a lot of criminals are poor. If they had something like a job, a dignified job, they wouldn't be stealing, because they would have enough food, they'd have enough money. Another thing is that, I think what it is, people in charge, they want to live like rich redcoats, cowboys, the rich and the powerful with their guns, versus I want to say what they would call them, but the indigenous people as their grandfather. And that's just not the way the world works. The other thing is that people need more to do of watch TV, play videos. Instead of staring at a screen, they should be producing things. Even if the people in charge don't understand it or don't like it, that's better than nothing. I'd rather kids read steamy Pulp Fiction and weird tales and things like that than watch TV or get into fights. Another thing I think actually would be great for kids who get into fights and watch TV is stuff they like. But as a book, imagine what it looks like in their terms, and they can draw it. The other thing is, people in charge need clearly defined goals, because if we're just thinking in terms of change, hope, yes we can, like Obama, he started 7 years ago, he had all this talk. He didn't say what he was going to deal with or what he was going to actually do. But people voted for him because he was better than Bush. But you can't save the world unless you know what you're saving it from and what you actually do to stop it. I think one quote about that I remember is Malcolm X said, you can't liberate a people unless you wake them up to what their problems are and what is actually oppressing them. I think one example of that is that well, we do have a lot more black people and heroes than we would have a long time ago. If you look at historical movies, it's almost always white history. Fantasy is almost always based on white culture. However, I could tell you all about the different periods of European history, but I don't know something about African history. I think that's one of the problems. You don't know what was out there. The other thing you have to realize, people need to accept every victory they have. Even if they're tired of it, even if they don't like it, even if they don't understand it. You know, that little big one, that's a pretty big deal. Indians beat the Cowboys. That really happened. I think people have to realize that we always talk about these great men, these heroes, things were different back then, how they found their society, but you know, any era can be a time of great change. We need to realize that the only difference between people who made history and people who did is the choices they made. Most of those people didn't have nearly the education we had them 30 years ago, in the 80s. You know, people didn't have the internet. Computers in your home were a new thing back then. And if you had an integrated logic anything in the world, people will say a lot of silly nonsense that it's easier to think about, and if you don't think they have time, maybe they just don't want to bother. I don't know. That's for them to say, but people can do so much more. The other thing I think that keeps people from doing anything is that they don't know where to start. Another thing is, you know, people can intervene in crimes, but usually they just say what to do. And they'll also learn the law. Learn what you can legally do. Just intervene in an attack or to protect yourself, instead of saying, oh, I didn't know what to do. The other thing is, people of the world are taught not to fight back. Women shouldn't hit men because men can't. Not necessarily. A woman can fight dirty. A woman could be a larger woman who works out. A woman could have brass knuckles or a knife. I don't know. I think the difference between men and women isn't not necessarily that big in real life. I'm not going to say but the other thing is, we're told if he has a gun, don't fight back. If you can injure him, so catch him off guard, that save your life. Another thing that people are taught is, you know, worry about yourself. That's the worst lesson I've heard year after year. Worry about yourself. You know, that's why the world is suffering, because people who are supposed to worry about other people are not doing enough. Now we could do something. And the other thing is, people always talk about how criminals are more dangerous. But, you know, it doesn't take special skills to be a criminal. Why should it take special skills, a special kind of person to deal with criminals? That is what I don't understand. Police deal with it because they're professionals. But are criminals professionals? And so I think maybe the thing is, people want to intervene. Neighborhood watchers should get training from the police. Learn what they can legally do, how to organize and get better at defending themselves. The other thing is, you know, that's why they don't like to sign a fight. Something about violence. Some of the time. Other times it's because, you know, it's just an obsession, and it's not healthy. But we need to have a middle ground between murder and peace. So, like, standing up for yourself, or fighting back. The other thing is, people need to realize there's a difference between killing someone in honorable combat and murder. You know, rushing someone from behind and beating him in the back and then pounding on him is assault. No way around it. But or somebody knocking him down and handcuffs if he burdened with a switchblade is self-defense. The other thing people need to realize is that You know, it's not that hard. Just ask people, what's wrong? Why are you doing this? Not why do you have to do this, but why are you doing this? And they'll tell you. But again, the language that people are taught has the assumptions that the people in charge want you to believe. You know, like I mentioned before, you know, that we're taught through the language that instructors use that if you don't need something, that they're taught that that's not important. But there's other reasons things should be important. I've mentioned this before. You know, you don't need something doesn't mean it doesn't help you. It means you have a choice. And a lot of things are like that. They make it easier. They make your job safer. You could do a job without it, but it would be much harder. And again, this is the case with any kind of protective clothing or armor. You know, construction workers are not allowed to go up on construction site without a hard hat. As a rock or a brick falls on your head, that could knock you out, or if it's heavy enough, it could break your neck or your head. That's reality. The other thing is, you know, just, well, for a while, soldiers were could fight in a cloth uniform in the 19th century, but they would probably die in one hit if they got shot. You know, whereas now they have helmets and Kevlar vests. That makes a lot of difference. The other thing is, you know, a lot of things are like that. Well, you could survive without them. It would be much harder. People who are mentally ill, yeah, they're not going to completely fall apart. They're not that bad. I mean, if their disability's not that bad. But if they take their medication, it's going to be a lot easier. And some things are like a wooden shield that eventually falls apart after heavy use, you know. Well, it won't last forever. It'll get you far to where you need to go before it's gone. Food is like that. Medical supplies are like that. Money is like that. And the other thing people forget is that, you know, you don't lose just because it's rough. You know, part of pragmatism is believing that, is realizing that you will have problems in life, but then having hope because there's always something you can do. And that's the other thing. When I see things better than nothing, I mean that there can be, that it'll keep us flying until we have a chance to get something better. The other thing is, you know, everybody gets knocked down, the important thing is getting back up. That's reality in a fight. Sometimes you get pushed back, you gotta catch yourself. As you something slips from you, you catch it. Then you go to your doctor and ask them about what could be going on with your concentration, your reflexes. The other thing is, you know, to me, people just accept their fate. You know, they say, oh, I have Asperger's, so I shouldn't even try to be polite or socialize because I can't help it, and accept that. And that's the problem. If people tell you have a disability, if they'll tell you you're not educated, they'll tell you you're not super strong, and rather than trying to rise above the station, you know, do more than they have to, do more than they're told they can, which is what great people do, because they always do better than people expected. People just don't even try. And don't teach that to your kids. Don't teach it to your students or your offspring, which are referred to as your children, or either, if you have both, if you're a teacher and a parent. Don't ever teach them to accept their fate. To just not even try and just give up, because, you know, no matter how hard it is, there's always something you can do. The other thing is, you know, people who have social disorders can still have free will. You know, it's not a motor tic, it's being socially awkward. It's things you don't understand, it's things that don't make sense to you, it's things that you didn't figure out. And if somebody could explain to people like that what's wrong, I'm sure they would learn. Because they could learn. If someone tried to teach them to just roll your eyes or raise an eyebrow to say, hey, that's weird, don't say that. Somebody who actually understood what's wrong with it could actually come there and explain to them, you know, this is rude because it tells this message and it implies this thing, and why that would be the assumption people would make. But people don't try it because it eliminates trauma. Actually, I think that leads the story going new directions with more drama. But the other thing is drama. You know, people are too proud, too emotionally attached to what they're doing to try to do better and to try to adapt. And life is hard enough without drama. It's like, you know, people talk about sword fights in movies, you know, how they need to do all this ritual to make it a challenge, but, well, being in real danger is a challenge enough without without having these rituals to make it more interesting. Maybe because it's a movie, so they're not really gonna get hurt. The other thing is, you know, I was talking this with a mentor of mine today. A lot of young people think they know shit because they saw it on TV, they read it in a book, they saw it in a movie, and the truth is, he said, most of these shows are written by people my age, 20s and 30s. They appeal to people of that age, and people who've actually been in real life and know these things will tell you, no. A gun says, can't tell someone who has a gun pointed at you that they won't shoot you. They'll take it as a challenge and they'll shoot you. The other thing is, usually, I thought about it. If somebody's carrying a gun, and they're not a police officer, they're not a soldier, they have a lot of nerve because they know they can get in huge trouble and walk around with a gun. If they get caught, and find out they hold someone at gunpoint, they could get in huge trouble, they could get arrested, they might even get executed. So, yeah, he has the guts, he has nerve, he has grit, he has a gun. The other thing, of course, people always do, that's really stupid, is they think that because things turn out a certain way in the fiction, that's how it works. I think the sad thing is, writers, you know, they're telling the same story. And I should think that you could, clearly, the story can turn out however you want. Which is essentially comedy, is playing with expectations. But, you know, people believe that and people say that they always know they don't. You don't know everyone, you don't know everything. In real life, there's more freedom than in anything that television would. What about in the comedy where they subvert tropes? That's the other thing about a TV tropes calls it genre sag, you know, when it's television. Is that, you know, there's a subversive writer and your assumptions are wrong. The other thing is, I see problem with us is that, even if you're really skilled at something, you can still mess up, like roll of the dice. Sometimes you're not lucky. It's the same thing with, role-playing, with the roll of the dice. You know, if you're an extremely skilled person, occasionally you miss, occasionally you slip. Because it happens. Ever, even the best of us, less often with the best of us, but it still happens. The other thing, of course, is, you know, people need to realize, talk about the Matrix or Rick or Tam, you know, being an expert martial artist because they train for a week. Do you have any idea how long it takes to be a first-degree black belt in one style? It's not even one thing, you know. We talk about, oh, you know some moves, you know, the truth is, if you're not strong, you're not a martial arts expert. Because in a real fight, you do need strength. the other thing is, this stuff is not unknown. You can find all this stuff out there if you look for it. That's the other thing I realized. There's a lot of things I don't know, but I have the internet. I can look them up. If people just looked up things they were curious about, they would know these things. Maybe not for sure. The sources could be inaccurate, outdated, or... That's the other thing, though. The other thing I realized is that people, the best liars, mix truth with lies. Add a grain of truth to their lies. They slip a lie in when they're telling you the truth. They slip some lies in. They tell you things they can't prove. They tell you things you wouldn't be able to tell them how it's wrong. They tell you things that are ambiguous. They tell you things that are... That's the other thing with the history textbooks, That's jarring is how little detail they go into. Even in long chapters, they just filibuster. So with the news, and the thing I read about the news, it's not everything going on in the world today, it's never the news. It's what they want to hear, what they know will generate drama. The British girl, you have blonde hair getting a haircut is news. People want to see that. But the day-to-day battles of Iraq, most of them will never be in the news. Honestly, people see what they want to see. Pretty girls, like I just mentioned, that draws a lot of attention. Racial work, that draws a lot of attention. Not really very well the grand scheme of things, but people want to see that. And people forget that you really have no control over people, and you have total control of yourself. Other people have ways. The thing is, controlling other people is going to give them a reason to make the choice you want them to make. If you're strong enough, they can't control you. I heard that as being aware that they are trying to control you. And lastly, life is too short to just want to do something about a problem and do nothing about the whole time. Alright, see y'all.